Hi guys, it's Granny Tana speaking. Welcome to this FS22 map tour video. In this video we'll have a look at the map The Old Stream Farm Extended. Black Sheep Modding brought us the Old Stream Farm rather early in the life cycle of FS22, which is a cute little map with old buildings and a wonderful farm. And now they expanded the map to the full size of a standard sized map. It's available for all platforms at Modhub, and you need 3 required mods, which is rather okayish for a European map, but I know in America it's not so common to have required mods, but I think 3 is okay. At least for me 3 is okay. More than 5 is not okay in my opinion. Yeah, so Black Sheep Modding, I guess everybody of you knows this modding team. It's a very old modding team that made mods already a long time ago, and it's famous, and they won the Black Diamond Award at FarmCon. Yeah, and here we have their latest map, and this is the main farm that we already know from the normal Old Stream farm. And maybe I just land and then we have a look. I will only have a short look at this main farm, and then we try to explore the extension area. So there is the main building. Maybe we should enter through the main building. But if you are not so good with driving through narrow spaces, then here is an easier way to drive into the farm. If you don't fill up this shed, if it's full, you can't drive there. So this is the farmhouse. It's a walk-in farmhouse. Yeah, and here you have a nice small shed and a chicken coop here. And the chicken, they run around here everywhere. And here's a shed, big cow meadow with a huge cow barn. Here is the meadow and there is the cow barn. And we have quite a lot of sheds on this farm. And it stayed more or less the same compared to the original Old Stream farm for FS22. We had it in earlier versions of Farm Sim as well, but when I speak of the old Stream farm, then I mean this from FS22. So this is for pigs. Here we have a combine harvester, and there is a rather empty space with a run-down shed, but quite a lot of space, which could be useful. And here even more sheds. So somehow you don't need more sheds to have all your equipment for all your stuff. There is a silo, a built-in silo in a house. Here, more or less multi-fruit. There. And then we have sheep pasture. Yeah, where you can have sheep, obviously. And here is another entrance to the farm that you can use with your equipment. and you have this harvest ready field here, this small one. When I played on this map early in FS22, I converted it to garden area. Yeah, because this as a field it's really small, and as a garden area it's wonderful and big, and that's what I did. So maybe let's have a look at the PDA map here. And I'm not completely sure where the borders of the former map has been. But what I'm sure of, this diagonal line was one part of the border, and then I think at nearly every edge a little bit was added to the map. The former map was more inside this circle here of the river and the railway and such. So everything that is smaller, and now the new fields are a little bit bigger, so everything feels a little bit bigger and more free space and so than before. And we have more farms. Here down there is a farm with a huge chicken coop, a chicken coop for indoor chicken, 2000 I guess. And other than that, this farm is rather simple, but you have additional place for your own buildings. And here is another area that you can buy. Let's have a look at the prices. This is only 13,000 bucks, and you can use it for additional buildings. And here this is 102,000 bucks with all the buildings there. So this is quite a cheap farm if you want to have it. And then we have another farm here above. And yeah, when I made my German tour, I bought this. That's why we own it. But other than that, when we start with the game, we own the main farm with a small field and one other field, and we own some communal areas and buildings. Oh, and there is another field that we own. Okay, it costs 46,000, so it's quite far away. You have to drive over there to come to your field. Yeah, and here is one more area that is a farm, and you can there are some productions that you can buy here, and they are so close by, so you don't need to have free empty space on your farm, but you can just buy the nearby production, a bakery and a dairy. Oh, and I haven't been there. That could be another farmable area. And here down there where the 70 is, I thought, oh, maybe this is another farm. It is not. It is a hilly area which is not a field. It's just empty dirt, but it is, in my opinion, too hilly to build a farm there. You could, but it would cost you a fortune to even everything out. So that's about the PDA map. And then we have, let's go away from the prices. Then we have this very cute little town here, and it's very close to the main farm. Yeah, and now I would suggest that we fly, because then it's easy to get an overview. Yeah, here we can see the whole main farm from above, and it's a rather big farm with a lot of possibilities. You have barns for 4 types of animals, and there's even a small garden, and You have an additional place for more buildings if you want production buildings or so. And yeah, I would say this gives you quite a lot of possibilities. But the farm itself is not so narrow, only on some places, but the surrounding is rather narrow. And all in all, this is not a map for huge machinery. It's more about smaller machinery and old-fashioned agriculture and so. Here we are at this town, and there is a marketplace. We just go down, and it looks a little bit strange in my opinion, because it's completely empty. And I didn't find anything that says, here, deliver goods to me and then I will fill up, like we will have in the future farm sim. Maybe it's just like that, an empty farm, empty marketplace. It's still decorative. And there is a horse farm that was already there in the former version, and you could buy it if you like to have your farm in the village. And then if always when you leave your farm you have to go through all this traffic and the people. And here is even something like another farm, but let's see whether you can buy it. So, first, where are we? No, here. We are here. Okay, so let's concentrate on this. I think this might be the horse farm, and this is this area. Let's go down. Yeah, this is what I want to find out, whether you can buy it. So, this is the horse farm. It's cheap, 62,000. And then you could buy this for 10,000 and this for 18,000. So it would be awesome if you want to start with nothing and then just make some contracts, and then you could buy this and have your first little farm, and you have place for sheds, so it's good for a contractor or farmhand. And yeah, you could place a sleep trigger. I think this is awesome. And here also, I think this is the grape factory. So that wouldn't be a good idea to buy. But that one, if you start very, very poor and slowly, this is the perfect place to start very, very small. And I don't know whether it was there before. I guess yes, because I remember the horse farm and there were buildings here, but I haven't checked whether you could buy them. So now we flow southward, and this is this field number 70, which has quite a nice meadow. So maybe it would be good for a cow pasture or so, this area. But other than that, when we go down, you can see it. In my opinion, it's too hilly to enjoy building there, because it's really expensive, and then you have a huge step in everything if you want to prepare it for building. But other than that, it's a nice area. And there, when we fly further, here are nice fields, as you can see. And here is this other farm with this huge chicken coop. And the farm itself is simple. It has farm building and some sheds, but it has place for additional stuff. and there is this cheap area for more additional stuff. So this is really built with gameplay in mind, and I think it's very good. With this and the other farm and the sheep, the horse farm and so, this map can be a good multiplayer farm map if you like to play with several people in smaller farms. So it's still not a huge map, but it's, yeah, perfect for some friends who play together on small farms. And when you see here the border of the map, I like it how they did it. It's not as artistic as with Oxygen David, but it's still quite nice, so you can see the fields in the distance and it looks like the landscape is going on and there is no such sudden ugliness in the distance. And I would say it's okay. Yeah, so now we go, I think we should go to the upper left area, but as we were already going here, we maybe should just go first to the west and then up there. And here will be the animal dealer. Yeah, and we can just fly around here and we can see the fields. And the old stream is everywhere. So, where is the animal dealer? Maybe there? Yeah, here you can always see a lot of stream, which gave this map the name. And here I see another church. Are we already there? No. We see the second village, which has been already there. A very tiny village with the dealership. Close to the farm again, but we have to go further. And here comes this former border of the map. This highway-like thing. Yes, it's obviously a highway. And here, I think, yeah, there is the area with the other new farm, and as you can see, it's rather simple. I haven't discovered any animal barns here, and with a simple farmhouse, but quite a lot of sheds and quite a lot of place to place your own buildings, which is useful. And then maybe we can just go down and have a look. Here are the different sheds. And we can't go inside because we don't own it. Or maybe that is a barn? Could be. Because this doesn't look... Let's jump and have a look. No, I think it's just a shed, but a good one. So we have quite a lot of sheds here, and this seems to be a farmhouse over there. Yeah, and I think it's totally okay for a farm when you play as multiplayer, and this area has several things to offer. Here we have another marketplace. And this looks more interesting. So you can sell all kinds of stuff. And it's heavily decorated with everything you can sell here. And then we have a bakery and a dairy. And they cost the normal prices like 50,000 and 70,000. And you can make your own stuff. And it's so close to the farm that it's not a problem to have it over here, because the distance is so close. Usually I myself prefer to have the productions on my farm, but yeah, this is nearly like on the farm. You don't have to drive through the whole map or half of the map to come here. And let's have a look at the fruit types here. Sorry, it's all in German, I forgot to switch. But you can easily see we have one additional fruit type. It's alfalfa. And I think that's better than nothing. And there are quite a lot of additional products like red lettuce, melon, pellets, apple juice, apple, even a wooden playground toy, and yogurt with sugar and with fruits, and some baking stuff, and French fries. Yeah, I think this makes this map even more interesting. Some of them have been already there, I guess. And some of them I saw in the Valley, the old farm. We had some of those products as well. I played quite a while on the Valley, the old farm. I think even on my English channel, on this channel. And a little bit longer in German on Twitch. Yeah, and they have their similar style on their maps. The Black Sheep modding team. Okay. So that's about it. I think, oh no, I wanted to see this other area. Let's go back. We are really close. No, we should fly again. So let's see. Yes. And maybe I open this tiny map. And I wonder what this could be. Where is it? Ooh. Open the map again. Oh, we have to go up there. And there are quite a lot of village-like areas. I like it. And this is just an empty place. But that is good. It is big enough for a tiny small farm. And maybe just land. And then we can see. Ooh, it's a little bit hilly. So you would need to use the building tool to flatten it, and that could cost quite a fortune. You would have to fill it up to make it even with this area, and then there behind it's lower, so you would need to fill it up somehow, and then you would have a rather big step here, like, or a slope. But it's much better than this area number 70, I would say. How much does it cost? 20,000 bucks. It's a good price. So if you invest another, I don't know how much, but even when you have to pay for all this build menu stuff, which is quite expensive, it's still an affordable place for a tiny little farm. Yeah. So I would say there are a lot of possibilities and places where you can have your own farm, and you could always use a field that is rather flat for building your farm. So even more possibilities. And I think that makes this map quite interesting. Oh, here I can't fly. Let's see whether here it's better. Yeah. But they have some collisions here somehow. Maybe old collisions. Yeah, another small village. Ah, this is the village close to our farm, where we have the dealership here. And there is something like another of those very tiny farm-like building areas, but it's not something that you can really use as a farm. But you see it quite often here. Here is a building with a shed. There is a building with a bigger shed. And that's typical. I see it in Germany a lot, but where I live now here, actually in Alsace, which is the eastern part of France, we see it everywhere. In every village we have those houses with a rather huge shed, and most of them are no more used by farmers, but some people live there and use the shed for whatsoever. And we have this all over the place. Only the new buildings, they don't have such sheds, but the older part of the village is full of former small farms, in-village farms. So we don't have only farms that are away from the village, but also one tiny farm beside the other, building this village, so to say. And this is done. This is the center of the village, and around it we have those normal family homes without such large sheds. And even my house, which was never used as a farm, but it has residential building, and at the side it has a kind of a shed, but it is not big enough for a tractor, so one half of it is a garage, and then another part of it is a workshop. And I think the owners before me used it as a laundry room, and we use it as a workshop. And then on top we have a storage area like in a barn, but it was used more for wood and stuff. Yeah, and here we are back at the main farm. Okay. So, what do you think about this expansion of this old traditional famous map, the Old Stream Farm? Write it in the comments below, and I would like to know it from you. Okay, I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for watching, and all the best. Till next time. Tschüss.